Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Roadblock here. This is just another check-in video on the free-to-play. Really, nothing too crazy going on. So I do have Apothecary level 50 leveled up. Um, I haven't quite had the time to test him out um, against Eris as much as I've wanted to, but I do think I might be able to do more damage with Eris. What I'm waiting to do with Eris is get a legit amount of toxic gear. So right now, I don't have enough toxic gear to make a full set. Even if I go to what I have equipped, um, well, yeah, actually, I only have two pieces of toxic gear. I think I got rid of a couple of pieces that were probably poorly rolled. Um, I would love to have that gear on Eris to get to squeeze out some extra damage. I do that on my main account with a lot of success, but um however, still Apothecary being the level that he is a huge boost to the account. Um he's still helping a lot in Clan Boss. He's not booked up, no masteries on him yet. That's all gonna change tomorrow. So tomorrow for Clan v Clan, I will be putting all of the books into Apothecary. I'll put the rest of the books into Deacon. And I want to backtrack a little bit um, on something I commented earlier and said, "Oh, I might not put any more books into Deacon." And I'm obviously changing my mind on that. And the reason being is um I undervalued Leech, and I'll tell you why I undervalued it. So when you do damage with against a target that has Leech on them, it it feels like you're not doing enough healing. However, what I learned um, is that War Master makes a big difference. Surprise, surprise. So in um, Demon Lord, when I'm using when Leech actually lands from Deacon Armstrong and my team attacks and they get a War Master proc, they heal themselves completely full HP. So I think there's a lot of value there to kind of bring it, and then I don't need to bring as many people in lifesteal gear. Now, I only have enough lifesteal gear for my Kale, and I'm fine with that for now, but eventually this gear set's going to need to change. I'm going to need more accuracy at some point. In fact, I'm surprised I'm even landing anything with only 41 accuracy as it is. Um, but I am very excited about tomorrow because a lot of things are going to change. I'm going to be able to um, get skills taken care of on a lot of champions that could use it. So I don't know for sure. In fact, let's take a look now. It should tell me objectives. No, champion. Yeah. Okay. This is what I was looking for. So it doesn't say you have to use a skill book. It just says upgrade the skills. Now, I didn't remember what it was, and so that's why I've been saving all of. I don't know why I came in here. No, no, that's right. That's the right menu. Okay. All of these armigers, these are books. All of these shield guards, these are books for my armiger and my shield guard up here. So this armiger, obviously, and then this shield guard. So I'm going to be using those duplicates to book out those champions, and I'm doing it during Clan v Clan, which will get me points because, as we just saw, under objectives, you go to champion, and then you come down, and it was upgrade common champion skills 10 points, right? Or sorry, they're uncommon, so 20 points. Is that a lot of points? No, but if I'm gonna do it, I might as well do it during a clan v clan, right? Get those extra points for the clan, help them out. Um, I'm a little sad because there isn't. I'm getting to a point where I'm feeling weak on my account. And my point being is I don't like my roster very much. Alika is a great PvP champion, but not one that I'm looking for right now. Exemplar, doesn't bring. I mean, she brings weaken. Um, but I don't think this is a champion that's worth keeping just for a weaken debuff. I don't think it's worth putting resources into just to get a weaken on clan boss. Don't get me wrong, weaken is very valuable against clan boss. I would love to have it, but I want to be smart with my resources. So I don't want to potentially put books or ascension or energy or leveling or any of that stuff into a champion that I don't really support. I'm not really all in on them. So this is going to become food. Same with Alika. This is a decent kit. Like this would be great as a nuker for me in PvP. Um, but I don't think that this is one that I'm gonna target. Um, so I've leveled her up. She's 5 star. She is food currently. Ooh, that's very very. Oh, it's only cruel. I thought it was savage for a second. Um, never buy those, by the way. Yeah, I mean, obviously this is all about free to play, but even on paid accounts, don't buy gear sets. Um, And so, what was I saying? Oh yeah, how many 5 stars do I have? So, just Alika is the only food that I currently have for Apothecary to hit level 60. And again, if you've missed it in a previous episode, Apothecary is the next person that I'm focusing on. One of my recommendations for people playing free to play accounts is to focus on one character at a time. I see a lot of people, even in my own clan, who have their resources spread out across many different characters. They have like a whole bunch of level 50s and then like 3 level 60s. And it's like, no, no, no. One character at a time. Because if you spread it out across too many, you'll be strapped for resources and kind of burn yourself out. And don't get me wrong, it feels somewhat better. If right now my clan boss team, if we look at it, is a two 60s, 250s now, and a 40. And I'm sure, it's very easy to think, well, what if this was a 50 as well? I would do more damage to clan boss, right? The reality, well, for this champion is really no, because she's only bringing increased attack. So I don't really need her to bring anything else. Um, but level 60s, the ramp up that they get, especially from masteries, that's the big secret. So if you were to compare a level 60 uh unascended, no, like let's say we took Kale and compared, or let's do Deacon. Deacon might be easier. So let's say we had Deacon and all he had was 6 pieces of gear, so no accessories and no masteries, and compared them to um, Spirit Host or whatever, they'd probably be relatively close in terms of damage. He would obviously have a bigger advantage on HP because he's an epic. So we could even do the comparison between him and Alika. You know, it really doesn't matter who you compare him to. My point is that it doesn't feel like it that there's a big difference between 60 and 50 um, until you start considering masteries. So on Clan Boss, when he hit level 60, he was only doing in the hundreds of thousands, like 200, 300, 400,000, something along those lines. Maybe 600,000. Once he got his War Master, he did over 1 million. And these are the things that are very important to consider, is masteries and accessories. Those are what ramp up the differences between 5 stars and 6 star champions. Um, and so when you're only spreading everyone out to 5 star, you don't have anybody with War Master or uh, Giant Slayer. So you're holding yourself back. So that's my recommendation. One champion at a time. Um, don't spread yourself out too thin, and focus on one area of the game at a time too. For the last 20 days, I've been talking about focusing on clan boss, clan boss, clan boss, and I still stand by that methodology. I believe that that's a good plan. I'm working towards trying to get myself access to more books and shards. Case in point, we had a 2x event for void shards that just went by, and I only had 3 shards to spend in that. That stunk. I was really hoping to get some good epics out of that event, and I was disappointed overall with what I got. So, other events that are coming up, we do have a fusion coming up. My account is nowhere near ready to go after said fusion. I probably won't be ready to go for a fusion legitimately for a couple of months. I will be doing that fusion on my main account. And then we do have a I don't have any news on this, but I have heard from other content creators that there's a double legendary event coming up. So I have a very, very important question to ask you guys about this double legendary event. I made a shard pulling video the other day on my main account, pulling voids where I got Baron. And that video, in terms of viewership and everything, did less than a lot of these other videos that I'm making. So my question to you guys, just a legitimate, just flat out question: do you guys like shard pulling videos? Is that stuff that you want to see? Do you want to see me pull the shards? I'm gonna do it regardless on the free to play, but do you guys also want to see me pull shards on the main account? Is that, I like watching shard pulling videos. I watch them from other content creators, so I thought I would make my own. But if that's not something you guys are interested in, then I don't want to. We talked about this in a couple of other videos where I don't want to flood you guys with content that you're not, especially content you're not interested in. So please let me know in the comments. Other than that, while we're talking about the channel, y'all are making me so happy. I'm getting such positive feedback in comments. I'm getting likes on all my videos. My view count is going up on all my videos. You guys are really making me feel so good, and you guys are showing me that you're enjoying the content, and it's just encouraging me and driving me to make more content for you guys. So thank you so much for supporting the channel. I I just can't put into words how much this really means to me to be able to see the progress and support coming from you guys. So thank you so much. My subscriber count is up, all of those things. And it really does mean a lot to me. The last thing I want to ask about, and I'm gonna make a poll. Um, I have to figure out how to do it. Because this is, I haven't really done too much on of this stuff on YouTube, but um, I want to make a poll in the community tab, um, about if you guys want face cam. So I have the capability to put face cam up. I've done it in past videos. If you go look in the past, and you can see that, I've got my face cam going. I don't know if that's something that you guys want to see. I almost turned it on for a video recently, the video about Clan Boss. I almost turned that on because I wanted to look at the camera and, like, emphasize what I'm speaking about. But I'm curious what you guys want to see. Um, so let me know if that's something that you guys want. If it is something that you guys want, then obviously I'll do it. I'll probably do it at, like, 100 subscribers, but I have to buy a background. Like, I gotta buy. It doesn't necessarily have to be a green screen, but I'll probably do a green screen background. I just need to put something to kind of block what's behind me, because my wife will be walking around, my kids will be walking around, and I don't really want them to be exposed on the internet without their permission. So I'll probably just get get a background before I can do it. So it might be a little while, but let me know in the comments, do you want shard opening videos and do you want face cam? That's going to be huge. A couple of other questions I've been asked have been about a Discord server. I have a Discord server for I'm Roadblock from back when I was very big into streaming. However, it's not very professional and I want to soup it up. So I am working on it. I'm trying to work with some other content creators that I know to make it a little bit more professional and then um, get some moderators for it as well. And then I'll start it up and running. So I'd say probably a couple of days, maybe a week or two, somewhere in that range before I'll have the Discord up and running, and I'll announce that on a video and I'll put that out on my socials as well. Um, so there's that one. And then I do want to show again, just we're gonna do a little bit of arena today on this video, and just kind of talk about I got a lot of comments on that video, a lot of different people that are saying they're still struggling and things like that. One comment that I felt kind of bad. They were like, "Man, I must really suck. I can't get out of silver too." And it's like, well, no, it's not it's not a matter of skill. It really isn't, because of the way that the PvP works in this game. It's not a matter of skill. You just have to know how to build the team. Um, so most people aren't gonna say, most people are gonna say, "Oh, I have 4 level 60s. They're my best champions. I need to put them against whatever." You know what I'm saying? And that's logically that makes sense. I did the same thing when I first started playing the game. I took my best characters and I put them into the arena, and I probably couldn't get past silver 2 either until I watched videos and learned about certain things. And so look at that. You can see like that is a team. They have Trunda, one of the best PvP nukers. They have Artak, one of the best characters in the game. Sun Wukong, one of the best characters in the game. And then the same champion I have in Kayle. And I'm using a level 40 champion. How did I beat them? His lead is Kayle. My lead is Sun Wukong. I win the speed battle. Spirit Host gives me increased attack. They don't have an increased attack champion. Deacon Armstrong gives me decreased defense. They don't have a decreased defense champion. Granted, they didn't even get a turn, so it doesn't really matter. But increased attack is something I slept on for the longest time. Until I got Arbiter, guys. And for those of you that have played the game and gone deep in it, when you get Arbiter, it's all the way down here. This is the current progress. Like I am so far from getting Arbiter. Wednesday. I got to remember. So that's tomorrow night. So we need to get that mission done because we got to get back doing missions. Sorry. Arbiter took me months and months and months to get. And it took me forever to get Arbiter. My point is that I didn't realize how valuable increased attack was until I got Arbiter. That just goes to show you how easily it is to be misinformed in this game. So the reason that I'm winning is not just winning the speed battle. That's a part of it. But I'm also putting decreased defense, which increases my damage. And I'm also putting increased attack, which increases my damage by a lot. So I'm not saying you have to use Spirit Host or you have to use Deacon Armstrong. There are other options that you can find that will do that job. I'm also rocking relatively high speeds. I prioritized a lot of speed in these champions. I've got, well, though Kale has this gear, which again is, I got lucky, right? This isn't, not everybody is going to be able to flip those cards during that event and get Killstroke gear. But um, you know, regardless of that, if we look at champions like Spirit Host, we're prioritizing speed on every piece of gear that we can and trying to get as much speed out of the champion. So, my speeds on my main account are in like the 190s or 200s, and I'm already at 160s with these characters before even considering the speed buff. So, just some things to take into consideration. You got to make sure you're prioritizing the gear, but it's not a matter of suck. There's really no skill in a way for regular classic arena, because I mean you're getting a chance to build the best possible team going into it. And so I have all of the advantage, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I do need to know what to build and how to build it, but I'm going into it completely with all of the advantage. And so you'll see this is going to be a tough team. I might not kill everybody here. Yeah, see? Ultimate Death Knight is a problem. We need to try and prioritize the Deliana before. Um, yeah, I might lose this. Ultimate Death Knight is really difficult. Okay, I think I'll be okay now. There we go. All right. Woo, that one was a close one. But again, you can see. I wish I paid closer attention to the amount of damage that came out in that one. Um, I have 2 keys left. I kind of want to show you guys. Let's do this. We're gonna take out. I think I did this in a previous video. We're gonna take out Spirit Host. Let's just throw in Apothecary. Let's see what happens. Nobody dies. All right. I was hoping that I would win the, but notice that I didn't one-shot them with the Kale. And then we come down here. This team is different, but relatively similar, right? They have 3 of the same characters at the same level, but they have a Genbo here. So now let's use my actual arena team, okay? And let's see if we have a different result. Let's see if we one-shot everybody. All right, we don't one-shot everybody. They had a shield set, so that definitely changed the values. But I did one-shot more people than I did in the previous one, and that's all because of the increased attack. So I hope that helps. I hope you guys can, get a better understanding of what I'm talking about. Um, and I did kind of see a comment. I didn't know what they were trying to say because I don't think, respectfully, I don't think English was their first language. It was kind of jumbled up. And I wasn't able to really be like read it and then be like, oh, okay, I know exactly what they're trying to say. Um, but I got the impression that they thought that it's because I have like all day to play the game and spend my tokens or something that, um and that's not really the case. I still have my main account that I'm playing. I still have work. I worked this weekend. I have school. I'm a dad. I'm a husband. Like I'm not just sitting here playing Raid all day every day. Um, and so, that's actually why I fell out of being so close to gold. So if we look at, I'm so far from gold because I don't play arena as much as I should. But, as you can see, the people that I would be facing at this difficulty in silver 4, they're what's gatekeeping me from gold 1. So if I put in the time and energy, um, if I use my resources and do the battles, then I clearly would be in gold 1, but I can't stay in gold 1, so I don't want to be in gold 1. My video was not for people that are doing what I'm doing. My video was for people in general that are struggling to get into gold 1. I have members of my own clan who have admitted to me um, that I can't get into gold 1. And they're like, I don't know what's wrong. Why can't I get into gold 1? And I was like, well, let me make a video explaining what it is that you guys need to do to hit gold 1, because uh, you're holding yourselves back with your character choices. Just throwing 4 legendaries at a problem is not always the solution. You need to tune things up. I'll tell you right now, like if my Deacon wasn't the fastest character on my team, I'd be losing more of these fights because of the turn meter stuff that he does that would not be working. So these are all factors that need to be considered. And so it's if you're struggling in arena, it's not because you don't have enough time. It's not because that is the case for platinum. If you were trying to hit platinum, that's a very daunting task. You're going up against whales. You're going up against time. Reset is late at night. That's one thing. We're talking about just gold 1. And we're talking about gold 1 because you need at least gold 1 to max out all of these great haul bonuses. Um, so if all we're talking about is gold 1 and hitting gold 1, then um, it's that can be accomplished. You guys can do that. Hitting gold 1 is easier than you think. You just have to do a little bit of extra work and tuning on the account, you know? And I'm not saying you have to use Kale, right? Like, let's say you have a Genbo, or let's say you have an Elhain, which, by the way, I also did get an Elhain as well, and an Athel. So those are really, really good champions that they're gonna stay on my account. These are not food. I'm gonna use them for faction wars and the like moving forward. But back to my point, you can use other champions. These are just the champions that I chose to go with. Elhain's a better PvP nuker than Kale is. Um, Likewise with Athel, I believe. And so you can use those champions. Spirit Host is a free champion you can farm. Deacon Armstrong, I got day 1 because, not from a shard, guys, but there's a promo code when you start a brand new account. You can use a specific promo code to get yourself a Deacon Armstrong on day 1. And then obviously Sun Wukong, we're all getting right now. And Sun Wukong comes with a speed aura. So you want him to be your lead. And then, you could run the same team I'm running with Sun Wukong, Apothecary in place of Deacon Armstrong, and then Spirit Host, and then Kale. You just need to make sure that the speeds work. So, I'm actually under gearing my Spirit Host specifically so the speeds work. Um, so she's at 169 speed, and Deacon Armstrong is at 176. So I don't want her to be too much faster. And I've actually run into it where she became faster than Deacon Armstrong. So when that happened, I had to go back and change Deacon Armstrong's gear set to make him faster. That's why these 5-star boots were so valuable on my account. Because that made the gap bigger between him and Spirit Host. So these are just the thing, you can't, if you just say, okay, I'm gonna put a Deacon, a Kale, a Sun Wukong, and a Spirit Host on the same team, and they're just gonna work because that's what Roadblock said. That's not how it works. You have to put the right gear on them. You have to put the right speed tune on them. Um, you want to make sure Kale is in an attack percent chest. If you put him in a defense percent chest, he's not going to do as much damage. He has 100% crit rate. If you put him in attack gloves, he's not going to do as much damage because I'm getting crits every single time, guaranteed. Um, if what else? Sun Wukong. Um, Yeah, his gear, you know, again, yeah, attack gear, crit rate gloves, speed boots, and then, you know, we're looking for crit rate and crit damage everywhere else, attack percent, because again, he is 100% crit rate, but he's only 74 crit damage. I do have a lot of crit damage on my Kale. 94, so not a lot, but more than, you know, this account, or more than my son Wukong. So either way, we're over time for the video. So quick recap. Do you guys like do you want face cam? Do you like shard videos? And as always, if you have any questions, post them in the comments and I will discuss them you know, on camera whenever I get a chance. Sometimes I'll actually pull them over and talk about them directly. So, or I'll quote them and then you guys can see them on screen. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next video.